Yo, it's Maciek Lipa here, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to profitably replace your VSL funnel with what we like to call the demonstrative funnel to increase your sharp rates, your closing rates, to make your closer's job easier on the phone with less objections because your prospects have been pre-framed, and of course, allow you to close 3, 5, 7, 10, or even 15K high-ticket deals for your info product business following this funnel. Now, before I dive into the visual breakdown of this funnel and how you can implement this for your info product business, I of course need to show you guys some proof showcasing the results that we're generating for info product brands so you know that these principles work. Now, if we go to the thank you page of a lead magnet that we were previously running on cold traffic, this is a thank you page, and the first screenshot showcases us generating $70,000 for an e-commerce BizOps client in 4 days. The next screenshot showcases us generating over 51,000 in 1 day. Here's a screenshot, 52K in 1 month with a brand new email list. Here is 70K in a few days for a quick promo. Here is a consistent stream of 497 program sales for a new offer that we unveiled for another client. Here is a screenshot of us generating $140,000 in 4 to 5 days with another promo. Here is a screenshot showcasing us helping a client hit a $1 million month with the info product business, 113,000 dropping a new offer to the list. And even if you go to this URL, there are plenty more screenshots. But not only this, but even if we go to beyourcontrol.com. Now, beyourcontrol.com is a direct response marketing blog run by Peter Zemes, who's an 8-figure marketer. And if we filter by my name, which is Maciej, we've got 3 extensive case studies showing the results that we're generating for info guys, right? The first case study is a case study showing how we've generated 97K with a 5 email launch. The second case study, 47K with another email launch. And the third screenshot, it shows like a few split tests that we made for another info product client and helped them add $47,000 in profit to their info business in 48 hours. And we actually helped this client hit a $1 million a month. Now, even if we go to our agency landing page, Info Profits, this is an agency that we're actively scaling in real time. And we've generated 40 million and counting in online revenue and have helped people like Will Rivera, Hassan Yusuf at Create Your Brands, Rian Doris at Consulting and Flow Research Collective, Blake Rockhart, Dondes Akram, Bryson Anaya, Garrett Campbell, and so many more names. Now, that's of course the proof element. As you guys know, it is important to inject this so you know you can know what I'm talking about. But if we go to this funnel, right, the way that it entire works is like instead of taking the conventional route, as I mentioned here, and giving away stuff for free in like lead magnet form or diverting all traffic to a VSL, we entice our customers to make a small financial commitment for the most irresistible offer we can potentially create. Now, here are one of these demonstrative funnels that we're currently scaling for a client who helps people to acquire accounting firms. And on the front end, we're giving people an extensive crash course on how to acquire your first accounting firm. Now, of course, we could have gave this away for free, right? We could have made this a lead magnet, but we didn't. We handed this crash course for $27. And the reason why we done this, and the reason why I believe this approach defeats the traditional way of giving away things for free or getting leads to watch a VSL or consume a free training, is because one, and I didn't mention this, the info landscape is becoming increasingly skeptical. There are more course creators, coaches, and consultants entering the industry, and your prospects, when they see a VSL, they know that they're going to be like sold later on in the line, right? Like your prospects are becoming more resistant to the sales process. And this is when too many people go wrong. They try to overly disguise the sales process, but your prospects still are resistant, right? What we do with this, and the reason why we hand a $27 product on the front end, is because of instead of trying to disguise the sales process, we fully embrace it. Like I'll touch on this more in just a moment, but even on the front end, when we run ads, right, we mentioned that the investment is $27. And the reason why we do this, and once again, the reason why I believe this defeats the conventional ways that you may be familiar with, is first, you're building a list of buyers instead of freebie chasers. Now, when you run traffic to a lead magnet with a price tag of 0, it's easy for you to attract freebie chasers that just want to consume material. They haven't really got money to invest and things like that, right? But what we do is we build a list of buyers. And when we build a list of buyers, our email list is instantly a lot more powerful because they've, of course, bought a product from us. They've made a financial commitment. But not only this, because the easiest customer you'll sell to is the one that just bought, right? This is what all the great marketers always tell you, but this funnel, it fully embraces that. Meaning, when someone buys our $27 product, they've made the financial commitment, right? They're kind of emotionally attached to the product. Then it's going to make our job easier at sending them into 3, 5, 10, 12, 15, whatever your ticket size or program is, clients. Now, this is the first benefit. Now, the second benefit, and I'm going to touch on this to a T because this is vitally important, we're building trust through the product, right? You guys, of course, may be familiar with the lead magnet. If you've got like a good lead magnet, people express your gratitude for it, right? This follows a similar principle. It's because like in this crash course for this client, for example, we hand these guys an extensive crash course, right? But if they go over this, they can get a result. They can, of course, put in like an LOI to get their first accounting firm. And then you're building trust through that. Like trust is the greatest authority creator, right? Because of course you've got your course modules of you walking over the product, showcasing your authority, demonstrating your credibility, etc. So this is the next benefit. You're building trust for your product. And of course, I didn't even mention this, but it's like more trust, more money. And this is the entire principle. Like our product through the demonstrative funnel increases the trust, which makes our job easier with Ascension. Like this client's high ticket program is $10K. And people, they haven't really got a price objection because they have been pre-framed with not only the funnel, but also the product, right? Now, the third benefit, and this is why I believe it defeats like the lead magnet funnel or other funnels that you may be familiar with, is you can collect immediate proof of concept and immediate revenue. When someone commits to your demonstrative product, they're committing to the pain you're overcoming, which allows you to build a list of people who are ready to be ascended. Now, to make this easy for you guys to follow, when someone buys this $27 product, of course, on how to buy a recession-proof business that nets you $200,000 per year in semi-passive income for zero out of pocket, if someone buys this, they're interested, right? They've got the intent, making Ascension easier to our 10K program. Now, the next benefit, because some of you guys may be skeptical, I haven't got money to invest in paid ads, and I don't want to do XYZ, I don't want to do shout outs, but with this funnel, you can run it organically or even through paid mediums. Now, with this client, we are strictly doing cold traffic because he hasn't necessarily got the biggest organic presence, but you can even run it organically. If you've got a few followers on Twitter, LinkedIn, IG, whatever the mechanism is, this works for that method. As I mentioned in brackets, whatever tickles your fantasies, right? If you're an organic guy, use organic. If you're a paid ads guy, use paid ads. But if you do want to use paid ads, which I believe that you should do, because that's the entire philosophy of this funnel, is when you run paid ads, you can self-liquidate 60 to 80% of your spend. And this is what we're doing for this client right now. Meaning, we get back $80 for every 100 spent. Now, of course, once again, you may be kind of thinking is like, if I'm spending $100 and I'm only getting 80 back, like I'm losing money, right? But this is the way it should be. The goal of this funnel is not to make a profit on the front end. This is where most people go wrong. Your goal is to strategically present your customers with an Ascension option, and that's where you make profit. Now, for some numbers, even with this client, right, we're running this funnel on cold traffic, and for a 10K offer, we're getting qualified calls booked for $148, which is pretty crazy, right? Like you can run the numbers with them. But for every 100 buyers you receive, you can get 60 people booking a senior advisor call. Explain in just a moment. You once again may think that these numbers are crazy, but they're not crazy because these are the numbers that we're hitting for this client that you see above. For every 10 people that buy the low ticket product, including the opt-ins as well, we get around like 60 to 70 people booking a call. And I walk over the recouping moments in just a moment to maximize these calls booked. Now, if we receive 60 people, of course, this will be 60% of people booking a senior advisor call, which is of course like a sales call, right? Which would mean 42 people would attend the call live from like a sharp rate of X amount, I'm not sure here. If you close 25%, that's 11 buyers, of course, rounded up. 11 buyers at even a 6K price point is $66,000 in extra revenue. And this is why like you need to be okay with like wasting money on the front end, because like even as all the great marketers say, is like the customer who can spend most to acquire a customer on the front end wins. This is what all the great info guys say, right? And you need to fully embrace this principle. Now you may be wondering is of course like, what should I be activating with this offer? Or like, what can I offer on the front end to make this funnel work? Now, your offer, the first principle is it must allow your customers to get a quick win after implementing what's shared inside. As I mentioned, when they get a quick win, it's a lot easier to ascend them into high ticket. With this client, as I mentioned, if someone goes over this, they understand accounting firms. They can get their first accounting firm, right? But we still did the implementation. For another client that we also implemented the demonstrative funnel for, on the front end, we handed them cold email scripts to sign their first client. If they use these cold email scripts, which also were priced at $27, if they use the scripts and get their first client or even receive positive replies, right, we're allowing them to get a quick win. We're building the trust, and then they're going to be like kind of thinking is like, what's expected when I pay more, right? So that's the entire philosophy. Now, so this is the first principle. You need to allow them to get a quick win. And you mainly do this, of course, with adding some sort of done for you elements as well. If you can hand these guys scripts, templates, SOPs, extensive trainings that are, of course, like really concrete in a value, it's going to make your job easier. Now, the second thing that you need to ensure that you're ticking off to make this funnel work effectively, you need to serve a starving market with customers who have a core desire. Now, the core desire, they need to fit into the three big markets. The three big markets are health, wealth, and relationships. In health, that may mean that people want to lose fat. In wealth, they want to make more money. In relationship, they don't want to die alone, right? If you're activating one of those core desires, that's an example of a irresistible offer, and an irresistible offer that serves a starving market on the front end. So it needs to serve a starving market, but you also need to target customers who are already spending money on, of course, this core desire, right? You don't want to reinvent the wheel like with your messaging. Like if you try to teach people like a random thing, it's not going to work, right? We get people in a starving market who are already spending money. With this, the main core desire is make more money. People may already be trading, they may be already investing, they may be familiar with Amazon FBA programs, etc., right? They're already spending money on it, they're aware. Now, the next thing that you need to ensure that you're doing with this demonstrative funnel is it needs to be used as like a demonstrating tool, right? And to establish your authority. If people see that you're an authority through a great product, as I mentioned, Ascension gets easier. So here, product is truly king. If on the front end, you can create a irresistible offer that is like, it can be charged, like let's say 297, 397, 497, 697, you've hit the holy grail spot with your front end product. So make sure your product is good, because your product, it needs to be used as an authority enhancer. When you create authority, it's easier for you to get a calendar packed, and it's easier for you to close 3, 5, 7, 10K deals for your high ticket program. Now, then the next thing that you need to pay attention to, you need to be activating perceived value. The more you can give away and the more you increase your customers' chances of getting a quick win, the better results you'll see. Back to this example, we don't only give people the extensive crash course for $27. We also give them 4 fast action bonuses that allow them to increase their chances of success. One bonus is like a plug and play template. Another one is like a client interview. Another is like a terminology guide, so they understand all the fundamentals surrounding acquisition firm, surrounding acquiring an accounting firm. Apologies, I can't speak there. But they need to, of course, just always include the bonuses. Now, the bonuses, to make them juicier in perceived value, they need to have done for you elements. With another client, we handed like a done for you landing page for like agencies, right? Allows them to plug and play like an agency landing page. They don't need to spend the time doing it, etc. And this feeds on to the last benefit, or like the last thing that you need to be activating to implement this funnel. You need to give people a solution with the least amount of work, effort, time on their side. And this is why done for you products perform so effectively with this demonstrative funnel, right? If on the front end, you kind of need to give people that they need to spend time going to marriage counseling, or they need to do XYZ to get a result, it's going to make your job easier, right? It needs to be seen as plug and play. With another client in the B2B industry, we handed these people done for you cold email scripts. Like they've been written for them. They just need to plug and play their offer, then they're ready to send cold emails, right? This minimizes the work, effort, and time, and it also increases their chances of success. And as I constantly mention, but this is very critical to understand, but the more you increase the chance of success, and if they can get a quick win from this front end product, you can make your job easier, ascending them into higher ticket. So this is the first step. To round it up, instead of lead magnets, VSL funnels, you give your customers the most irresistible offer that you can create at a low price commitment, $27. And I also didn't mention this, but when someone, of course, enters their details, we also have 2 order bumps to increase the AOV. The order bumps, once again, you can add done for you elements, you can add interviews, whatever you believe would allow people to increase their chances of success. Now, of course, like what comes after this step, right? Like when someone buys this $27 product, what happens next? Now, here is where the money comes in. Here is the front end and the leads, and the next step is the ascension. And what we do, instead of taking the conventional route that you may be familiar with like OTOs and courses and downsells and pop-ups, we instantly get people to book a call. Ascension. And how we frame it is, congratulations on redeeming this course. You've just taken the first step in potentially changing your life forever by acquiring your first accounting firm. Now, while you wait for your accounting ace course to arrive through email in the next 5 minutes, I want to personally connect you with one of our expert senior consultants who show you how to implement the course effectively and hand you an exciting opportunity for accelerated and long-term success not unveiled to the public yet. Headline, some copy, of course, given the reason behind why we're giving people this call, VSL, and then the CTA. The CTA does redirect to a Calendly booking page, which I will cover in just a moment. But when your customers buy this offer, right, this $27 product, $17, however much you want to price the product, you redirect them instantly to a VSL page that allows them to connect with a senior advisor for quicker and better success. This is the first step of the funnel, right, where your customers are hearing about this opportunity. So it is important to master. You need a strong sales argument behind why you're offering this to customers. Now, the sales argument, it comes down in the body copy, right? Our sales argument is like, we'll show you how to implement the course effectively and hand you this opportunity. But in the VSL, we also wrote our client an extensive VSL script with another strong sales argument, kind of framed like, of course, congratulations on buying this course. You've just taken the first step in XYZ. These principles have worked for this guy who earned like a lot of money. But after being in the industry for X amount of time, I noticed that XYZ problems may encounter, and I don't want you to fall into the bucket of people that don't see long-term success. Hence why we're giving you this exclusive opportunity to book a call with a senior advisor to kind of guarantee your success as a accounting firm entrepreneur, right? You need a very solid sales argument behind it. And the way your sales argument should be structured is how I mentioned it. You congratulate people for their most recent investment. You bring up case studies and testimonials and proof and credibility around the case study, but then you bring up the next problems. And the next problem on most occasions with the demonstrative funnel is implementation. People, they don't want to do it alone. They want someone in the corner giving them guidance. They want to be able to DM someone, etc. And this is what our high ticket program consists of. And it is 10K. So you need a strong sales argument. And yeah, so like to maximize results with this step of the demonstrative funnel, you must make sure your VSL, as I mentioned, is framed in a way that congratulates people on their most recent purchases. And they can get results if they implement what's said, of course, right? They made the financial commitment. But due to XYZ, and you can even do like external factors here, like due to the current climate of the business climate or whatever the external factor is, right? They may encounter following problems. And that's why you're handing them this exclusive opportunity for accelerated success and to easily overcome these problems. These problems on most occasions are implementation. Now, you also need a good reason on why you're offering buyers this call, right? As you see with our above framing, we mention who show you how to implement the course effectively. Now, this is kind of used as a disguise per se, right? Because if they bought the course and then on the next step, we're showing them how to implement the course effectively, it minimizes your prospects' trust barriers, which of course improves the call booking rates, right? And hands you an exciting opportunity. But you always need a strong reason why you're doing this. You can't say congratulations on redeeming this product, book a call now, right? You always need to give people a reason why behind taking action. And this is what this takes care of. Now, what we also do, you don't see it inside, on the above demonstration, but beneath the main CTA, we add scarcity and urgency on why they need to book their call now beneath the first CTA. And what we do is kind of like our calendar's getting packed. We've had dozens of people redeem their courses, and we can only take on X amount of people due to the nature of the offer, right? The nature of the offer is very personalized, is very one-to-one. We can't take on anyone, etc. So that's how you maximize the results with this step. To summarize, when someone buys your $27 product, right, with the most irresistible offer you can potentially create, they're automatically redirected to this page, allowing them to get connected with a senior advisor. And this is how you recoup. This is how you get 6 people booking a call for every 10 buyers if you do it effectively. Now, here's a CTA, the Ascension. But then we've got the next step, which is commitment and cash. In this step, very simple, we're just getting people to book a time and date with a closer to, of course, see what this opportunity entails and see how they can implement the course effectively. In this step, when someone, of course, enters their time or which date they want to get solidified in, we do have financial qualifications. You also need financial qualifications. You need, of course, the name, their first name, what brought them to this opportunity, how much money they've got to invest in XYZ, etc. Because this allows your closers to pre-frame the call. If your closers understand that someone has 30K to invest in one-to-one access, right, they're going to automatically approach the call differently because they know that prospect has financial money to invest in this. So this is what we do. And then when every single time someone books a call here as well, I'm going to mention this in the recouping step, but every single time someone books a call on the commitment and cash step, we have a zap that zaps to people from Calendly inside a private Slack channel with the name, the email, and the phone number, and then we have a setter to pre-frame the call to increase the sharp rates. And this is how, for this offer, by the way, we're getting sharp rates of 70% on cold traffic, which is pretty unheard of, right? People even organically, they have troubles with 50% sharp rates on organic, but we're getting 70% sharp rates on cold traffic, mainly because of this demonstrative funnel, mainly because of the financial commitment, the Ascension, and of course the zaps and other methods that I'm going to show you in just a moment. Now, here is how else we're increasing the sharp rates as well as the closing rates for this funnel. When someone finds a time that works for them, and they, of course, are successfully inside, they're redirected to a pre-framing step. A pre-framing step that educates them on a vehicle, that bombards them with proof, and of course, builds up anticipation for the call, so they need to join the call. And the way you see it is, of course, congratulations, your accountant ACE accelerator call is scheduled. This is a grammatical issue. I need to go inside the funnel and fix this. As you know, mistakes happen. But here's the framing. Final step, watch this short 15-minute video so you know exactly what to expect on your call. Here, as I mentioned, we educate them on a vehicle, we bombard them with proof, and we tease the call. The main objection that we've had for this client is that they don't believe it's the right vehicle for them. And this pre-call VSL is allowing us to overcome that resistance because we're educating them. We're giving them reasons on why accounting firms, why they're better than other boring businesses, why they're better than traditional real estate, why they're better than XYZ, etc. This pre-frames to people. We also add, this is important to add, please keep in mind, if you don't watch this video in full, you'll be unprepared for the call. We're kind of framing this as a mandatory, so people are pre-framed, right? It's kind of like propaganda. We're hinting propaganda at these guys, so they have no choice but to attend a call and piff, right? Now, when someone successfully books their call, as I mentioned, a few interesting things happen. First, people who book their call are redirected to this pre-call VSL page. On the pre-call VSL, we get people to commit to their call, which ensures that they don't show. And we do this by, at the end, the client kind of says, you'll be receiving a Calendly invitation. When you receive the Calendly invitation, make sure you click the yes button to ensure that you join the call live. The reason why we're doing this is because the calendar is getting packed and we don't want you to miss out on this accelerated opportunity for success. Now, to increase the sharp rates and how we got the sharp rates to like 70%. When their call is confirmed, they're put in a pre-call automation as well, which provides them with more education value before their call. So we're, as I mentioned, injecting them with what I like to call ethical propaganda about why this vehicle is the one they need. So when they jump on a call with a closer, there's less objections, more pre-framing, and more conversions. In the pre-call automations, we add links to YouTube videos, we give them Loom videos, we essentially just like propaganda, right? Like they need to be instilled in this vehicle. They need to know that this vehicle is right for them. So that's the entire philosophy. Now, front-end leads, Ascension, commitment and cash, get them to book their call, pre-framing to increase them sharp rates, and of course, close rates on a call. But people are going to drop off, right? It's the nature of the info marketing industry. No matter what funnel you're running, drop-offs will happen. You won't get people booking their calls, etc. But what we do, and this is our recouping method, on the first step of the demonstrative funnel, if we go back to this first step, right, we get the full name, email, and phone number. And this is a two-step. And the reason why this is a two-step is because what I put in bullet form here is if someone enters their details and doesn't buy, we have a setup calling them, either selling them the $27 product with the order bumps or getting them to book a call from the get-go. Now, your setter should also be emailing all the leads you have in your database. We have got an extensive tracking sheet that we're using for this client and all our other clients that is Zap powered, meaning every single time someone opts in, they're in a sheet. Every single time someone buys, they're in a sheet. Then our setter has a bird's eye view on all the leads that come through. And then, of course, we're getting them to book their call. Our setter is also in a Zap channel. She can set them, etc. Right? So she should be emailing them to book their call. Remember, guys, like to implement this funnel effectively, you need like the main goal is to get the calendar packed for your high ticket programs, masterminds, and products. And that's why we don't add OTOs. We just make the book call a priority. And this is how we're scaling this offer past 100K a month this Q4. Now, of course, you also have emails. What we do with emails, we're also going to implement SMS automations. But there are two money-making automations that make this funnel profitable in the back end. The first one is when someone opts in on the two-step, right? When someone enters their details and they don't buy, they're put in an abandoned checkout, overcoming objections and presenting them with the offer again. If someone entered their details, there's intent. They've committed to the fact that they want to succeed with this vehicle, but something may have stopped them. It may have been an internal limiting belief. It may have been XYZ, or that they saw like another opportunity or like another vehicle. But in this abandoned cart checkout, no, in this abandoned checkout automation, we have like 10 emails overcoming every limiting belief humanly possible. Belief, time, and money. Right? It's like you don't need this objection to succeed. The reason why you don't need this objection to succeed is because we've also helped Name achieve X outcome in Y time. And when he got started, or she even, they didn't get started with XYZ. Overcome all the objections. Now, the next one to get a calendar packed, we also have another automation is when someone bought the initial product and they don't book a call, we have a post-purchase automation reminding them to book their call. Here is like a different principle. They've bought, so they know, so like there's better intent, right? They made a financial transaction, but for some reason they didn't book their call. This gets a lot of calls recouped on the back end. And what I also didn't add, but like now we're getting people to join a school for more pre-framing and setting. So previously, we had people redeem a standard Kajabi course, right? It was automated. They got inside the Kajabi, they saw the course, right? But now we're getting people to join a school community where the client is going to be there. He's going to drop one value post a week. And not only that, but we're also going to have our setter as well as our closer see all the members that join and get them to book their call. And also in the school community, we're also adding CTAs beneath the important course components, get them to book their call. We've embedded the call booking link on the school description page so they can easily book their call, and we're making the entire priority getting people to book a call so the closer can easily close 10K deals. So guys, that's the entire funnel breakdown broken down to a T. Is what we call the demonstrative funnel. We've implemented it for this client, we're implementing it for other clients. With this client in accounting firm acquisition, we're scaling this to 100K a month. It's only going to take us 10 closes at 10K a pop to get to 100K a month. And we're like liquidating like the majority of our ad spend on a front end because of the product and following the principles I laid out here to make the offer seem as a no-brainer for your prospects. So that's it to a T. If you want to implement this, of course, rewatch this extensively, take your notebooks out. This is the perfect method and the perfect funnel to replace those VSL funnels, to overcome the natural resistance that the info landscape is currently having, increase your sharp rates, increase your closing rates, and close high-ticket programs effortlessly with the demonstrative funnel. Speak to you soon, and let's get it, info marketers.